Was learning how to disappear quietly, like smoke against a pale midnight sky, keeping every fragile piece of me hidden, afraid somebody would hold me too tightly and still say goodbye. You walked in slow as winter sunlight. No loud promises, no sudden flames, just your voice beside the silence, saying my brokenness without shame. You touched my hand like something sacred, like I wasn't too much to hold. And somewhere underneath the damage, my frozen heartbeat turned to gold. I know love can vanish overnight, I know hearts can lose their way, but something in your eyes tonight makes me wanna stay. So don't let this go, don't let this drift away like smoke. I finally found a place where my soul can breathe without breaking. Hold me close, like tomorrow isn't guaranteed. This fragile little spark between us feels bigger than anything I've ever seen. If the world grows cold, if the dark moves slow, promise me softly we'll never let this go. I still carry old reflections of empty rooms and tired tears, but you keep turning every shadow into something warm and clear. And when my fear begins returning, you don't run from what you find. You stay beside the trembling parts I always tried to hide. Maybe love was never loud, maybe safety sounds this way, like your heartbeat next to mine, begging me to stop. Don't let this go, don't let this drift away like smoke. I finally found a place where my soul can breathe without breaking. Hold me close, like tomorrow isn't guaranteed. This fragile little spark between us feels bigger than anything I've ever seen. If the world grows cold, if the dark moves slow, promise me softly we'll never let this go. And if the morning steals the stars away, if fear comes back in clouds of you, I'll still reach for your hands in the silence, like they were the only thing true. Oh, I spent so long surviving alone, never believing love could stay, but your arms feel like the first real home my heart has ever known. So don't let this go, even if we're scared sometimes, even if the road gets heavy, even if the night feels endless. Stay with me through every quiet trembling breath, because this love inside our chest feels stronger than the fear of losing. If the stars burn out, if the sky falls low, I'll still be beside you, never letting this go. A fragile light, a gentle flame, your hand in mine, and nothing feels the same anymore. shadows drowning softly, streetlights melting in the rain, and somewhere in the quiet city I still whisper your name. The cafe chairs are stacked and empty, the boulevard is washed in blue. Taxi lights drift through the water like fading pieces left of you. I pull my coat a little closer as cold wind moves across my skin. But every corner of this city still carries where we've been. And I know people say the heart moves on, but some love stay like distant songs, still echoing at dawn. Your name in the quiet rain falls through my mind again and again, soft as the midnight skyline glowing, slow as the rivers overflowing. And every street we used to cross still feels a little less alone. Even if your hands are gone now, part of you still feels like home. So I walk beneath the silver sky while memories shimmer through the pain. And somewhere in the falling dark I still hear your name in the quiet rain. The old piano near the station still plays the chords you used to love, and strangers pass like moving shadows beneath the neon clouds above. I thought the ache would fade by morning, like footprints disappearing slow. But love can live inside the silence long after letting go. Maybe some hearts never fully leave, they turn into the air we breathe, invisible but deep. Your name in the quiet rain falls through my mind again and again, soft as the midnight skyline glowing, slow as the rivers overflowing. And every street we used to cross still feels a little less alone. Even if your hands are gone now, part of you still feels like home. So I walk beneath the silver sky while memories shimmer through the pain. And somewhere in the falling dark I still hear your name in the quiet rain. Oh, sometimes I swear I see you reflected in the passing cars, like the city learned your heartbeat and hid it inside the stars. And though the night keeps moving onward, some feelings never truly end. They become soft lights in the distance, calling us back again. Your name in the quiet rain still wraps around me like a flame, not burning wild or tearing through me, just warming every lonely memory. And though the world keeps turning slowly, the seasons fade and people change, there'll always be a midnight somewhere whispering your name. So let the city sleep tonight, let the clouds drift far away. I'll still carry you like music, floating softly through the rain. Streetlights blur, the night grows thin, but your voice still lingers somewhere within. Oh, I forgot what closeness felt like winter living underneath my skin. Everything quiet, everything distant, until your hands found mine again. I used to speak in careful silence, keeping every feeling small, afraid that if I leaned too deeply I would lose myself in it all. So I built rooms without windows, locked the air inside my chest, learned to sleep beside the loneliness, and call the emptiness rest. But you arrived without demanding, without trying to pull me fast. You just stayed beside the quiet long enough for it to crack. And slowly, like sunrise through the curtains, I could feel my heartbeat waking from the cold. There's a warmth beneath my hands every time I'm touching you, like my soul remembers something my fear tried hard to lose. And every fragile part of me begins breathing soft and slow. You hold me like you understand the places I don't show. I thought love had disappeared like smoke beyond the dark, but your heartbeat in my fingertips is pulling me back to my heart. The city lights outside are fading, rain keeps running down the glass, and we're sitting close in silence, watching old reflections pass. You brush your fingers through my shaking, like you already know. Some wounds don't need loud answers, just someone gentle enough to hold. And every little conversation feels warmer than before, like the distance I was carrying doesn't live here anymore. Maybe healing sounds this quiet, maybe love returns in whispers, not in storms. There's a warmth beneath my hands every time I'm touching you, like my soul remembers something my fear tried hard to lose. And every fragile part of me begins breathing soft and slow. You hold me like you understand the places I don't show. I thought love had disappeared like smoke beyond the dark, but your heartbeat in my fingertips is pulling me back to my heart. I spent so long becoming distant, learning how to disappear, but your voice keeps reaching through me, pulling every hidden feeling near. Now the cold is finally breaking, like ice beneath the morning sun. Maybe love was never gone completely, maybe it was waiting for someone. There's a warmth beneath my hands, stronger than the fear I knew. Every touch becomes a promise that my heart can still be new. And all the shadows I was carrying fade softer in your light. You make the silence feel alive again. You make the darkness bright. I thought I lost the part of me that still believed in love, but your hands against my trembling skin feel like more than enough. love is returning now. The city's fading sadly outside, street lights trembling through the blinds. And for the first time in a long while, I don't feel alone tonight. We've been talking for hours softly, like the dark might disappear. Coffee growing cold between us, while your voice keeps pulling me near. There's a tiredness behind your smile I recognize inside myself. Two hearts carrying quiet storms, trying hard to ask for help. And somehow this room feels warmer than anywhere I've been before. Like all the walls I built for years don't need to exist anymore. Maybe we don't need perfect answers. Maybe we just need this moment now, a place to finally breathe somehow. If we stay until sunrise, maybe everything will feel alright. Maybe all the broken pieces won't seem so heavy in the morning light. Lay your fears beside mine, let the silence hold us close tonight. And if the world feels cold tomorrow, at least we found something warm inside. For one unforgettable night, you made the darkness feel less light. So stay with me until sunrise. Your fingers brush against the table like you're nervous just like me, but there's comfort in the shaking. When somebody finally sees, outside the rain keeps falling slowly, painting silver on the road. But here beneath these fading lamps, I don't feel the need to go. And every quiet glance between us feels gentler than words can say. Like we both stopped running long enough to let our hearts remain. Maybe healing starts the simply two souls staying when they could leave, choosing not to disappear. If we stay until sunrise, maybe everything will feel alright. Maybe all the broken pieces won't seem so heavy in the morning light. Lay your fears beside mine, let the silence hold us close tonight. And if the world feels cold tomorrow, at least we found something warm inside. For one unforgettable night, you made the darkness feel less light. So stay with me until sunrise. Oh, I know morning always comes eventually, and nothing beautiful can fully stay untouched. But right now your heartbeat next to mine feels like something close enough to trust. And if tomorrow changes everything, if we lose this feeling with the dawn, I'll still remember how your eyes looked when the whole world felt gone. If we stay until sunrise, maybe love begins in moments like this. Not with fireworks or grand illusions, but quiet hands we don't wanna miss. Stay here close tonight, let the early light fall softly through. And if this night becomes a memory, I'll still carry the warmth of you. For one unforgettable night, the stars fading across your face. And somewhere in the quiet I found a safer place. There's a light still burning softly in the corner of my chest. Even after all the silence, even after all the restlessness. We don't talk the way we used to. Long midnight calls have faded thin. Now your words arrive like distant echoes, drifting somewhere in the wind. And sometimes I can feel you pulling further than my hands can reach, like you're standing at the shoreline while I'm lost beneath the sea. But every memory still glows softly, like windows through the dark. And I can't bring myself to leave what still feels alive inside my heart. Maybe love becomes uncertain before it learns how to survive. Maybe fragile things keep shining even when they barely light the night. I'm still holding the light for you, even when the road grows dim, even when the fear between us feels heavier than it's ever been. And I know I should protect myself, maybe let the distance grow, but every part of me still whispers, don't let this feeling go. So if you're lost somewhere tonight, trying to find your way back through, just know there's still a light, and I'm still holding it for you. The rain keeps tracing down the window like quiet tears across the glass. And I wonder if you miss me, or if I'm only part of your past. Still I leave the curtains open, like somehow you might return. And every small unfinished sentence still carries your warmth beneath the hurt. Maybe hope is something stubborn, maybe hearts don't close that fast. Maybe love keeps glowing faintly long after certainty is past. And though I'm tired of second guessing, there's something stronger than my fear, keeping your reflection near. I'm still holding the light for you, even when the stars don't show, even when the space between us feels colder than the winter snow. And I know there's no guarantee that you'll ever find your way, but this love inside my chest still refuses to fade away. So if your world becomes too dark, if your sky turns gray and blue, just know there's still a light, and I'm still holding it for you. Oh, maybe loving someone truly means staying gentle through the doubt, not demanding all the answers, not turning every light back out. And even if flame against the storm, keeping all the warmth we built alive inside these trembling arms. And though the night keeps stretching wider, though uncertainty cuts through, there's still a place inside my heart that only opens for you. So take your time if you need to. I'll be here when the shadows move, with a quiet light still glowing, still believing in the truth. But somewhere beyond the distance, beyond the hurt we're walking through, love is still alive tonight, and I'm still holding it for you. One small flame against the blue, still burning softly for you. There was a time when silence felt heavy, like empty rooms after goodbye. But somehow tonight, sitting beside you, it sounds different somehow. We don't rush to fill the spaces, no nervous words, no polished lines, just the soft hum of midnight breathing, and your hand resting close to mine. The city glows beyond the curtains, cars move slowly through the rain. But here inside this quiet moment, something gentle starts to change. I used to fear the sound of stillness, like it might uncover pain. But your presence feels like shelter, not another storm to face. And without speaking, you somehow understand all the parts of me I couldn't explain. That was when the silence started singing softly through the spaces in my chest, turning all the lonely echoes into something warm instead. And every quiet second near you feels like healing in disguise, like the dark inside my memories is finally losing light. No dramatic words between us, no need to force what's true. The silence started singing the moment I sat beside you. Your eyes carry tired stories like mine have done for years. Two hearts learning how to breathe again without drowning in their fears. And maybe love begins as quietly, not with fire falling from above, but with somebody staying close enough to make the silence feel like love. Outside the night keeps moving onward, streetlights fading into blue, but time slows down around us every time I look at you. Maybe understanding doesn't always need a voice. Maybe healing starts when someone simply stays. That was when the silence started singing softly through the crowd. was when the silence started singing, like moonlight spilling through the dark, waking every sleeping part of me I thought had fallen apart. And every breath beside you feels steady, safe and slow, like healing doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it barely shows. No fireworks above us, no crowded symphonies, just your heartbeat near mine, turning silence into melody. The room stays still, the night breathes slow, and somewhere in the quiet, my heart finally learned to let go. It's been so long. I spent so long running through my own thoughts, searching for somewhere quiet enough to finally breathe. Every road I walked before you felt uncertain underneath, like I was balancing on shadows, afraid the ground would leave. I carried storms behind my smile, learned to hide them in my chest, telling everyone I was alright, while never truly resting yet. Then you appeared without a warning, no grand entrance, no bright flames, just your calm voice in the evening, speaking softly through my pain. And somehow all the noise inside me started fading little by little, like your presence gave my restless soul permission to be still. Maybe peace isn't a destination, maybe it's a person staying near when the world becomes too loud to hear. You became a place my heart can rest, a quiet light beneath the chaos in my head, like warm hands pulling me gently out of every fear I never said. And for the first time in forever, I don't feel the need to run, because your love feels like shelter, not another storm to overcome. If healing has a sound, it's your breathing next to mine. You became a place my heart can rest tonight. The window shakes with distant rainfall, silver streetlights blur below, and we're sitting close in silence, watching midnight moving slow. You brush the hair away from my face, like you already understand. Some wounds don't need fixing loudly, just someone willing to hold your hand. And every small unfinished sentence feels safe enough around you now, like all the walls I built for survival are finally answers. Maybe I don't need certainty, as long as your heartbeat beside mine keeps reminding me to breathe. You became a place my heart can rest, a gentle fire glowing underneath my chest, turning every broken memory into something softer than regret. And now the night feels less endless, now the dark feels less unknown, 'cause every road that once felt empty leads me back to you somehow. If love can heal a soul without demanding anything, then your quiet presence is everything. The rain grows soft, the city sleeps, and finally my heart knows where to be. The room was quiet, only the city breathing outside. And somehow one look from you changed the shape of the night. I was speaking in half-finished sentences, trying hard to hide my shaking hands, pretending I was calm and distant, pretending I still understood myself. The lights above us flickered softly, rain moved silver down the glass, and every passing car outside felt like another fading past. Then you turned toward me slowly, like time had loosened in your chest, and for a moment I stopped feeling like someone I had to protect, because your eyes didn't search for perfection, they simply stayed long enough to see me. It was the way you looked at me slowly, like I was something worth holding close, not broken pieces scattered in the dark, not another soul already lost. And suddenly the space between my heartbeat and all the fear I used to know began dissolving in the silence, from the way you looked at me slowly, like moonlight touching empty rooms, like warmth returning after snow. You saw every hidden part of me and somehow never let go. I spent years avoiding mirrors, learning how to disappear inside crowds, smiling softly through the loneliness, never saying things out loud. But your calm voice across the table made the walls inside me thin, like you already understood the places I had never let anyone in. And every little pause between us felt softer than a symphony, because for once I wasn't invisible, for once somebody truly saw me. Maybe love begins as quietly, not with disappeared, like every fragile thought inside me was finally safe to leave here. And now the night feels less lonely, now the dark feels warm somehow, because your eyes became the first place I could truly lay my heart down. Like stars reflected on still water, like a fire burning low. You loved me without asking loudly, just the way you looked at me slowly. Rain on the windows, your hand near mine, and your eyes still holding me, like time slowed down tonight. Winter used to live inside me, quiet and endless like the night. But somehow your hands beside mine made everything pale and thin. I remember all the evenings, walking home beneath gray skies, keeping every thought defensive, hiding storms behind my eyes. Every crowded room felt distant, every conversation blurred. I was tired of feeling invisible, tired of never feeling heard. Then you entered softly smiling, no dramatic scene or spark, just a warmth that kept unfolding, like sunlight moving through the dark. And suddenly the air around me didn't feel so hard to breathe, like loneliness was slowly loosening its grip on everything beneath. You never forced the silence open, you simply stayed close enough for my heart to soften. Nothing felt cold around you, not the rain against the glass, not the midnight streets behind us, not the shadows from my past. Every fear inside my chest started fading little by little, because your love felt like a fire, burning calm instead of brittle. And for the first time in forever, I could finally feel my soul move. Nothing in this world felt empty, nothing felt cold around you. We stayed awake until the morning, talking softly in dim light, watching headlights drift like rivers through the city late at night. And every time your fingers touched me, the ache inside me lost its name, like my heart had spent so many years waiting quietly for this change. I used to think love meant chaos, something painful, sharp and fast, but your arms felt like still water, gentle enough to last. Maybe healing isn't sudden, maybe warmth returns this way, slow enough for fear to fade. Nothing felt cold around you, not the winter in my bones, not the long nights I survived through, feeling endlessly alone. Every broken piece inside me started learning how Nothing felt cold around you, even when the night turned gray, even when the rain kept falling. You made the fear inside me fade. And now every empty hallway, every lonely memory feels softer underneath the light you left inside of me. For the first time in forever, I don't feel afraid to move, because somehow life grew warmer the moment I found you. The city sleeps, the sky turns blue, and warmth still lingers everywhere around you. Midnight hangs like silver smoke across the sleeping city lights, and somewhere between this melody and the endless sky, I found you. The old piano near the window breathes softly through the dark. Every note falls slow like starlight, landing gently on my heart. You sit beside me without speaking, just listening to the rain outside, while moonlight spills across your shoulders like the ocean turning white. And all the noise I carry lately starts fading into blue, because the night feels weightless somehow every time I look at you. Maybe love was never meant to arrive in loud displays. Maybe it exists quietly between beautiful things we cannot explain. Between the piano and the stars, I felt my lonely soul unwind, like every shattered piece inside me finally fell into the right light. And your heartbeat moved beside the music, soft as constellations glowing through, while the whole world disappeared around us, leaving only me and you, suspended in the midnight silence, like a dream too beautiful to lose. Somewhere between the piano and the stars, I found the truth. Outside, the empty streets keep shining, rain reflecting neon gold. But inside this fragile moment, time itself begins to slow. You brush your fingers across my hand, like you already understand. Some hearts spend years searching quietly for someone who can truly stand beside them. And every chord becomes a memory, every breath becomes a flame, turning all the fear I lived inside into something safe. Maybe healing sounds like music floating softly through the night. Maybe love looks like moonlight resting gently in your eyes. Between the piano and the stars, I felt the darkness leave my chest, like your voice became the answer to every restless night I kept. And your warmth moved through the silence, like the dawn arriving slow, while every hidden wound inside me finally began to let go, suspended in the Even if the stars disappear, I'll still remember how your eyes looked, with the whole midnight sky reflected there. Between the piano and the stars, I found a place where fear dissolved, where every broken part inside me could finally breathe without resolve. And your love moved through the darkness like warm light across the sea, turning all the empty spaces into something endlessly serene. Now the night no longer scares me, now forever feels possible too. Because somewhere between the piano and the stars, I found you. One final chord, the stars still glow, and your hand remains in mine, while the whole world moves slow. There were nights I thought even the sky was too heavy to carry, but somehow you stayed. It wasn't easy to stand beside, back when my world was floating through. I hid behind tired conversations and silence colder than the truth. Some days I disappear completely, locked somewhere inside my fears, trying hard to outrun shadows I had carried for years. And anybody else might have left me when the darkness became too strong, but you stay there in the wreckage, like my heart still belonged. You never asked me to be perfect, never needed me untouched. You just held the pieces gently when life became too much. You stayed through my storms when the rain inside me wouldn't stop, when my world was shaking violently, and I forgot how to trust. You stayed through the silence, through every sleepless midnight ache, and somehow your love kept reaching me, even when I pushed away. Now every scar inside my chest feels softer than before, because you never stopped believing I was worth staying for. The city lights outside were fading, while I sat breaking quietly, and you would pull me close beside you, like my sadness didn't scare you away from me. You listened without trying to fix me, without turning pain into blame, and every small act of patience slowly changed the shape of my days. I used to think love disappeared the moment things became hard, but your heartbeat beside my chaos taught me otherwise. Maybe real love doesn't run when the skies turn dark and gray. Maybe it simply stays. You stayed through my storms, through the thunder in my mind, through every shattered memory I was too afraid to leave behind. You stayed when I was distant, when I couldn't find the words to say, and somehow you quiet 'cause you never stopped loving me when I needed it the most. Oh, I know I gave you heavy weather, more tears than summer skies, but you kept lighting small fires inside the darkest parts of my life. And maybe I'll spend forever trying to fully explain how your steady hands beside me pulled me back from the rain. You stayed through my storms, and now the sky feels white again. Now the weight inside my chest doesn't feel impossible to mend. You stayed through the heartbreak, through every trembling breath I knew, and every piece of me still healing carries traces of you. Now when the midnight winds grow colder, I don't fear them anymore, because your love became the shelter my soul had always searched for. The rain grows quiet, the clouds move slow, and your arms still feel like home. Morning light across the kitchen floor, coffee cooling beside your hand, and somehow the world feels softer now than it ever did before. The little bookstore near the station, the rainy sidewalks after dark, the sound of old songs in the background while your fingers trace my arm. Nothing changed about the city, the same street lights glow at night, but everything feels touched by magic whenever you're beside me. I used to walk through life distracted, missing all the quiet grace, but now I notice every detail, every breath, every shape. Maybe love doesn't change the world, maybe it changes how we see the ordinary becoming memory. Every small thing became beautiful the moment you walked into my life. Late night talks and tired laughter, even shadows felt alive, and every passing second with you feels warmer than it used to be, like love painted gold around the edges of all the simple things I couldn't see. Now every little moment matters, every quiet touch feels true. Every small thing became beautiful because I found it all with you. The way you hum while washing dishes, the way your eyes drift when you think, the soft silence between conversations where our hearts don't need to speak. Even waiting at red lights together feels like something worth holding close, because your calm beside my chaos makes the whole world move slower. I spent years searching for fireworks, thinking love should shake the ground, but now I know the deepest beauty lives in what stays around. beside mine turns ordinary into love. Every small thing became beautiful, even the scars I used to hide, because your warmth taught me slowly how to see my own life differently. Now every breath feels lighter, every midnight street feels new, like the whole world learned a softer language the day it led me to you. And if someday all this fades into memory, I'll still carry every view, 'cause every small thing became beautiful when I shared it all with you. Coffee cups, rain on the roof, tiny moments glowing softly because of you. Because of you. The door closed quietly behind you, but somehow the room still feels your shape, like the air hasn't learned yet how to live without your presence. Your coffee cup still on the counter, your sweater folded near the chair, and every little untouched object feels like proof that you were here. The hallway keeps your footsteps softly, like music fading through the walls, and every shadow near the doorway still answers when I call. I walk slowly through the silence, tracing memories with my hands, 'cause losing moments gently hurts differently than I planned. Maybe love doesn't disappear completely, maybe it lingers quietly behind in all the spaces we leave behind. Soft echoes in the hallway, still drifting through the midnight blue. Every quiet corner of this apartment still carries pieces of you. Though the room is falling silent, your warmth remains somehow, like a melody still floating long after the final sound. I hear your laughter in the distance every time the night moves slow. Soft echoes in the hallway, refusing to let go. The rain outside keeps falling gently, streetlights trembling through the glass, and I keep replaying little moments like photographs from the past. The way you used to say goodnight softly, the way your fingers brush my sleeve, the tiny pauses in our conversations I didn't know I'd someday need. And now the emptiness feels tender, not sharp enough to break apart, just heavy in the quiet places you still occupy inside my heart. Maybe memories grow softer when love was honest and true. Maybe silence still remembers you. Soft echoes in the hallway, still shimmering beneath the dark, like every fragile thing you left behind continues glowing in my heart. And though your voice is gone now, the feeling never fully fades. It lingers in the midnight stillness, like moonlight resting on the rain. I hear your name inside the silence every time the evening slows. Soft echoes in the hallway still fall becomes after the final goodbye. Not gone, just quieter, like stars hidden behind the sky. Soft echoes in the hallway, like fading footsteps in my chest. Every memory keeps unfolding in the spaces where you once rested. And though the world keeps turning onward, those seasons slowly change, they'll always be a part of me, listening for your name. Because love doesn't vanish instantly, it softens, glows, and flows like echoes moving through empty rooms long after someone goes. The hallway sleeps, the lights burn low, but your quiet echoes still move through my soul. I was underwater, trying to survive without ever really living. I learned how to hide exhaustion behind carefully practiced smiles, how to answer every question without speaking about the ache inside. Every crowded room felt distant, every morning blurred the same, like my heart forgot the rhythm of what it meant to feel awake. Then you sat beside me quietly, no pressure in your voice or eyes. You just listen like my silence deserves space instead of disguise. And somewhere in that fragile moment, the weight inside my chest grew light, like your understanding reached me where words never could before tonight. Maybe healing starts the instant someone finally sees the truth without trying change you. And I could breathe again tonight, like the air returning to my lungs, like every locked and frozen feeling finally came undone. You looked at me without judgment, without needing me to hide, and suddenly the darkness in me didn't feel impossible tonight. Keeps falling softly, silver rivers down the glass, and your fingers brush against mine like they already know my past. I used to think understanding was something people only claimed, but your calm voice in the silence made me believe it could remain. And now the room feels strangely warmer, even with the midnight cold, because your presence keeps reminding me I don't have to carry this alone. understanding the parts we thought nobody could see. And I could breathe again tonight, like dawn spilling over the sea, like every shattered piece within me finally found harmony. You stayed beside my fragile soul when I was too tired to fight, and now even the shadows around me feel softer in your light. For the first time in forever, I feel alive beneath this sky, because your love became the answer to every silent night. The city sleeps, the rain grows thin, and somewhere inside my chest, life begins again. There's a part of you that lingers closer than the air I breathe. I hear laughter in the distance, hidden inside ordinary sounds, in passing trains and midnight thunder, in every quiet moon and cloud. And sometimes when the world feels heavy, when loneliness begins to rise, your voice returns like soft light breaking across the darkest parts of my mind. You never needed grand confessions to leave your fingerprints on me. You became part of my heartbeat slowly, like waves becoming part of the sea. Maybe some connections don't fade, even after time moves on. Maybe real love keeps singing softly, long after the moment's gone. There's still your voice inside my chest, like a melody that never left, warming every fragile corner where silence used to rest. And every word you gave me gently still echoes underneath my skin, like your soul became a language my heart keeps speaking in. No matter where the night may lead me, no matter how the seasons shift, there'll always be your voice inside my chest. The rain keeps falling near the window, street lights trembling soft and gold. And I remember how you sounded when you whispered you're not alone. I carried those words through every winter, through every hour I nearly broke. And somehow they kept glowing quietly, like embers underneath the smoke. Now every lonely road feels softer, every empty room less cold, because your voice still moves within me, like a hand I'll always hold. Maybe love becomes eternal when it settles deep enough to live beneath the fear and loss. There's still your voice inside my chest, like moonlight drifting through my breath, turning every painful memory into something gentle instead. And every small unfinished feeling still reaches back to you somehow, like your warmth became the heartbeat still remain here. Like a song, the silence learned to sing. There's still your voice inside my chest, steady as the ocean's endless breath, holding every broken piece together when the world becomes too heavy again. And every part of me still listens for the softness in your tone, because your love became the safest place my soul has ever known. No matter where tomorrow finds me, no matter where this road may end, there'll always be your voice inside my chest. The night moves slow, the stars burn blue, and your voice still lives in everything I do. Somewhere between your hand and mine, everything changed. We're still beneath the fading city, watching headlights blur above. The air was cold against our skin, but your touch felt warm enough to hold. For so long I carried shadows, like they belonged inside my soul. But your eyes kept pulling sunlight into places dark and older. And every fear I used to hide behind started drifting out of sight, like the stars themselves were loosening inside the quiet of the night. Maybe love arrives this way, slow enough to feel eternal, soft enough to heal. And the sky turned gold around us, like heaven open wide. Every lonely road behind me faded slowly from my mind. Your heartbeat moved beside the music, like waves beneath the rising dawn. And suddenly the whole world shimmered, like we had finally found where we belong. Oh, the light wrapped softly through us, turning pain into something beautiful. The sky turned gold around us, and nothing felt impossible. Your voice carried through the silence like a melody I'd always known, gentle enough to calm the chaos I had hidden for so long. The wind moved softly through your hair, moonlight resting in your eyes, and every second standing near you felt larger than the midnight sky. I used to think forever vanished the moment hearts became afraid, but your arms around my trembling soul made the fear begin to fade. Maybe healing sounds like harmony, maybe love looks like sunrise reflected in your eyes. keeps moving like it must. I'll still remember how the heavens opened and poured their light over us, and the sky turned gold around us as the morning touched the sea. Every fear that once controlled me finally released me free. Your voice rose with delayed harmonies, like a fire burning through the blue, and suddenly every broken dream I carried led me straight to you. Oh, the world became enormous, beautiful, and bright enough to trust. The sky turned gold around us the moment love found us. Golden light across your face, and the whole sky still glows inside my memory. I used to fear the morning, like every sunrise carried a loss. But tonight your hand is holding mine, and something inside me is changing. I spent years living in hesitation, keeping one foot near the door, afraid that love would disappear the moment I gave it more. Every future looked uncertain, every dream felt dangerous, so I learned how to leave first before anybody could. But you stayed through every distance, through every shadow I became, and your quiet kind of patience slowly taught my heart to stay. Maybe tomorrow doesn't have to hurt, maybe love can survive the light, maybe fear doesn't deserve to decide the rest of my life. So I'm done running from tomorrow, done hiding from what feels true. No more turning from the sunlight just because I'm scared to lose. I wanna wake beside your heartbeat, I wanna trust what we became. Even if forever trembles, I still want your name beside my name. And if the future feels uncertain, I'll still walk toward it with you. No more running from tomorrow, no more running from love too. The city glows beyond the window, rain moving softly through the blue, and every quiet breath between us feels steadier than I'm used to. You look at me like I'm worth staying for, like my fears don't make me less, and suddenly the walls around my heart feel lighter in my chest. I used to think protection meant distance, keeping emotions far away, but your arms around my shaking soul make me want to remain. Maybe healing means surrendering to the beauty we can't control. Maybe love is choosing someone even with the unknown. So I'm done running from tomorrow, done living halfway in the dark. No more hiding from the future, no more guarding every as long as I'm running toward you. I know nothing lasts forever, and hearts can still break unexpectedly, but loving you feels worth the risk now, more than lonely safety ever could be. And maybe courage isn't loud at all. Maybe it sounds like this: two trembling souls choosing each other in the middle of uncertainty. So I'm done running from tomorrow, done fearing what the dawn may bring, because your love taught me softly that hope is still a living thing. I wanna build a life beside you, one quiet moment at a time, with your warmth inside my future and your heartbeat close to mine. And even if the sky grows darker, even if the road turns blue, I'll still keep walking toward tomorrow, as long as it leads to you. Morning light across the room, and for the first time I'm not afraid of what comes soon. I used to feel endless, like something waiting to swallow me whole. But tonight, your hand is resting near mine, and somehow the dark more feels softer. I carried sadness like winter weather, heavy clouds beneath my skin, every memory cut like broken glass, every silence caving in. I learned to fear the lonely evenings, the empty streets after midnight rain, because darkness always found a way to sharpen every kind of pain. But you sat beside my trembling without asking me to hide, and the shadows lost their cruelty the moment you stayed by my side. Maybe pain changes shape when somebody gentle shares the weight. Maybe hearts can heal this way. Even the dark felt gentle when your arms were holding me close. Even the sadness inside my chest felt softer than before, and every fear I used to carry began dissolving little by little, because your warmth beside my silence made the coldness less invisible. For the first time in forever, the night didn't feel impossible to survive. Even the dark felt gentle with you beside me tonight. Rain keeps moving down the windows, silver rivers in the blue, and the room glows softly around us, like the world grew quieter too. You listen without interruption, without trying to erase my scars, and somehow your calm voice reaches places words never are. I used to think healing meant escaping, leaving every ache behind, but now I know it can happen slowly, with safe hands intertwined. Maybe love isn't brightness alone, maybe it's staying through the gray until the hurt begins to fade. Even the dark felt gentle, even the storms inside me calm, every shadow in the room lost the power I once gave it, and every quiet breath beside you felt warmer than the dawn. Like your love became a shelter I could finally rest upon. For the first time in forever, the night no longer feels endless or cruel. Even the dark felt gentle, because I was with you. Midnight sky, soft silver blue, and even the dark feels kind with you. Maybe every lonely road, every delayed goodbye, every sleepless midnight was quietly leading here. I used to wonder why my heart never settled anywhere before, why every almost love kept fading like waves dissolving on the shore. And you were somewhere carrying your own storms, walking underneath different skies, holding pieces of your sadness hidden softly behind your eyes. We were strangers moving slowly through cities glowing cold and blue, never knowing all the broken roads were bending us toward the truth. Maybe timing has its own heartbeat, maybe souls arrive exactly when they should, after learning how to survive alone. We were always meant to meet, even through the distance and the years. Every wrong turn, every silence brought us closer, standing here. And now your hands feel strangely familiar, like my heart already knew that somewhere beyond all the waiting there would always be you. Like stars aligning after midnight, like rivers running to the sea. We were always meant to meet. The rain keeps falling near the window, street lights trembling soft and gold, and your voice beside the silence feels warmer than anything I've known. You look at me without hesitation, like my scars don't scare you away. And suddenly every chapter before this feels necessary somehow today. I used to fear that love was random, something fragile passing through, but now the universe feels quieter, like it was patiently arranging you. Maybe destiny sounds gentle, maybe forever begins this slow, with two hearts finally finding home. We were always meant to meet, across every lonely avenue, across every aching memory that slowly carried me to you. And now the darkness feels lighter, now tomorrow feels less unknown, because you're so beside my heartbeat feels like something I've always known. painful mile just to stand here in your light. We were always meant to meet, like constellations finally align. Every fear and every lost horizon led your heart directly into mine. And now the sky above us glows softly, like heaven open just enough to let us see the hidden beauty inside a patient kind of love. Like two melodies becoming harmony, like fate turning quietly into peace. We were always meant to meet. The stars burn slow, the night feels new, and every road behind me now leads to you. The night is quiet now, like the world finally learned how to breathe slowly. And my hands still resting, feels like the end of every road. We've crossed so many fragile seasons, so many stars beneath the skin. Moments where the light grew distant, moments we'd almost disappeared within. But somehow love kept moving softly through every crack and every scar, like moonlight slipping through the darkness, quietly reminding us who we are. Now the city sleeps beneath us, street lights fading into gold, and your heartbeat near the silence feels warmer than home. Maybe forever doesn't arrive loudly, maybe eternity begins like this. Two souls resting peacefully inside the same quietness. Please don't let this fade away, this fragile light we fought to find. After all the years of running, after all the storms survived, hold me close beneath the midnight. Let the whole world drift outside, because your love became the safest place my heart has ever known in life. And if tomorrow changes slowly, if seasons pull the stars apart, please don't let this fade away. Please keep me inside your heart. The rain is soft and near the windows, morning waiting far away, and every little breath between us feels too beautiful to waste. I used to fear that love was temporary, something delicate and doomed, but your soul beside my trembling hands turned fear carries us far from here, I'll still hear your heartbeat softly, like music lingering in the atmosphere. Please don't let this fade away. Not the softness, not the light, not the way your soul beside mine made the darkness feel alright. And every road that once felt endless, let me gently hear you to this quiet kind of forever, painted silver, gold and blue. So when the final stars grow distant and the whole world slows its pace, let our love remain like moonlight, resting softly across time and space.